Christians, my brother here asked the question, why does Jesus need to make a way for forgiveness if everything is predestined? You would just be born saved. That might be the case if that was your plan, but you and I aren't God, so we don't question why God does what he does. But here's the issue about forgiveness as it pertains to God's predestination. Just because God has predestined the outcome of all events that take place in this life, when it comes to forgiveness, forgiveness is needed to deal with the issue of sin. Predestination does not eliminate sin, nor does it eliminate the fact that satisfaction must be made for sin. So I don't know how you conflate the two. Sin has to be answered for whether or not it was predestined. That's beside the point. How all that works, no one knows. Why God does it that way, no one knows. All we do know is this: who are we to answer to God or to respond or reply to God for why he does what he does? He's God. And there are certain things we just don't understand why he does. This is why faith is such an important attribute of the Christian path. Because faith means, and it implies that there are things that to us might not make sense. It might not make sense, but it doesn't have to make sense in order for it to be believed. It needs to be believed. We know it rains. We don't understand exactly how that works, but we know that it does. We don't know how tsunamis necessarily happen or when earthquakes or why earthquakes happen the way that they do. We surmise many things, but we don't actually know what makes these things work, what makes them happen when they do, and why. We don't always know the answers why, and God did not give us the answers why to everything. The Bible is not a book about getting answers to everything in the mysteries of life. But what it does do, it gives us answers into the mysteries of salvation and God's working in his plan for reconciling men to himself. The book is about salvation. It's about salvation and all these other aspects that surround it. And there are going to be many things that we don't understand or don't know why God does what he does. But that's why we have to believe and trust, because we don't always know. Be provoked and be persuaded.